Hello, everybody. As you know, I'm your host, Jordan Bowens. Welcome to everybody, who hasn't been here before and everything like that. But we're going live today, boys. We're going live. We're gonna look at some debates. We're gonna see what's going on with this Trump update. There's a lot going on. What I'm saying, around these parts right now. So I'm not gonna hold you guys up. We're just gonna go ahead and take a look at these topics and let's get into it. Now, first off, we're going to start with the Jesse Lee Peterson video. Jesse Lee Peterson and a sex coach. And if you guys do know who Jesse Lee Peterson is, I'll tell you he's quite the character, which you guys are about to see. Let's start this video.
And are you going to be a sexual therapist too?
That's my goal, yeah.
And what is a sexual subject?
Well, first, I never really got the idea of that kind of stuff. I figured, like, if there's a problem between, like, you and your partner, like, in the bedroom, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you might as well just talk to each other about it. Like, what do you like? What do you not like? I mean, maybe somebody else can help on the outside. Let me know what you guys think about it. But I just kind of feel like if y'all got good communication, y'all should just be able to kind of figure that out rather than, like bringing somebody else in that's not going to be there doing that stuff with you. It's just kind of weird.
Someone who is more than an object, somebody who has and expresses their own desires and their own preferences and isn't just there to be enjoyed by somebody else, but to enjoy themselves.
I don't understand. So someone that is just there to enjoy themselves?
Not just, but in society, women are often objectified, often considered to be there for men's pleasure. And so this is about how women can care about their own pleasure and their own enjoyments as well.
By doing what?
By voicing their desires, by being aware of their boundaries, by listening to their bodies, and by just respecting their own feelings.
And so is she doing this by herself, or is she doing this when she's intimate with the man?
Both.
But when she's intimate with the man, it's all about pleasing him, right?
Not all about pleasing him.
What
It's
else?
somewhat about it, but it's about pleasing herself too. Don't you agree?
But the man.
I already know where Jesse's getting with this. Jesse is definitely the type of guy to be like, what do you mean? Like, the Bible, the holy book. He'll put it on the holy book and be like, yeah, you only supposed to be worried about yourself in the bedroom.
Man is pleasing her, and she is pleasing him at the time, right?
Yeah, well, it can be both. You can be communicating your own desires and also catering to your partner's desires. I think both are important.
So when you're acting out, when you're doing your due, she will
Such an awkward conversation.
communicate to the man about how she wanted,
Yeah,
but she doesn't need to ask that. He already know.
that would be ideal. I mean, in my experience, not all men already know.
Oh, they don't? And so becoming a sexual subject is to show women how to be more into themselves and please themselves and be about them.
Yeah, to please themselves first, to know themselves first, and then take that understanding to a partner.
Amazing. Is this for
Amazing.
men and women or just for women? Your book.
The book, I don't know, I've had some male friends read it and they say they got something out of it. It is a little more geared toward women empowering themselves, but I think men might read it to understand women better or to empower themselves as well.
Oh, what a mess.
Yeah, I think it's good, if you're trying to step up your game, it's good to learn what a female likes. If she's having a good time, maybe she'll come back for round two, who knows, And, you're probably not going to get that round two if you're only focused on yourself and making sure you having a good time. Unless you just, you're doing your thing and she just likes you doing your thing, But you should be able to tell if your partner is, communication is key.
The last time we were here, you said that you were non-binary everything. Are you still all that?
Yeah, I would say so. That's a side of myself that you can use she or they pronouns, but I'm a woman. You can refer to me as a woman.
All right, none of that other mess.
It can be both. but you seem to have trouble with it. So.
You like being a non-binary whatever thing?
I mean, I think
whatever
that
thing.
gender, I just don't like boxes. And I think that people are much more than stereotypes. And to me, non-binary, to me, it just means I'm an expansive person. I have a masculine side to myself and a feminine side, and I don't need to be put into a box.
Oh, I see. But it sounds like you're putting yourself into a box by having all those different names.
That could become its own box. Yeah, that's not the goal. I mean, the goal is not to say if you have these traits, you're a woman. If you have these traits, you're non-binary. It's personal. It's not to put anyone into a box.
Really? And so the last time we talked, you was a sex therapy, right? You would help with women.
A coach, yeah.
A coach. You still doing that kind of work too?
Yeah, I'm still doing that.
Oh, okay. What made you get into that?
Well, until I was 25, I had never had an orgasm with a partner. And then when I figured it out, I wanted to help other people with similar issues. And I was writing about sex, so I thought, I should get a little more education and also help other people with sex.
Were you how old?
How old am I now?
I know, how were you old when you first did
25.
that?
She said, "How old am I
25?
now? You asking that?"
So like at 25, you had your first orgasm thing.
Orgasm thing.
And you were like, wow, this is great. I'm going to be a sex therapist.
Not right away, but over a few years, I was like, I think I got like a formula. Like I can teach other women how to do this.
Really? And are you good at teaching women how to do it?
I think so. I think I've gotten some feedback.
What is it's abnormal for women to have those things, the orgasm thing. It's normal for a man to have them, but it's abnormal for women to do it because women who are doing it are becoming like a man.
Really? You
Yeah.
think? I mean, is it masculine to have a clit?
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. Like that sounds kind of crazy. Like, if you do what your body naturally is kind of supposed to do, that's being more like a man. I'm not sure. Though I mean, we can definitely. I'm sure we all can agree that that happens less for women than it does for men.
Clitoris? You're just born that way. Like, what is masculine about it?
Is it masculine to have a clitor? Would you say?
A clitoris? Do you know what that is?
That's what the woman has, right? That little
Yeah.
thing there.
Yeah.
Right, but that is not for her to use like a man.
And what use would constitute being like a man? Touching it at all?
Don't even touch it.
Wow.
Except to take a shower.
Except to take a shower.
Yeah. Did you know that that's not normal for women to do that?
Well,
That's
it is
why women
common. The great majority of women do. So what is abnormal about it?
Because they're forcing themselves to do it. It's not happening naturally as it would for a man.
For me, it happened naturally.
Because you've been doing it for so long. And it seems natural now.
But no one told me to do it. I just found it when I was like a preteen or whatever. Like, no one told me to. So isn't that natural?
No. Are you still addicted to sex?
Addicted. That is quite a claim. What leads you to make that claim?
What claim? I'm not claiming are you still addicted?
You
Because
said
before you said
still, meaning I was before.
what did you say before you were addicted to it? The last time we talked?
Oh, no. I've never been addicted to sex.
Oh, you've never been addicted to it.
Not at all.
So you could go without it.
Oh, yeah. I haven't had sex in like 2 years. I can go
You haven't
without
had
it.
sex in 2 years?
That's kind of strange, like imagine being like a basketball coach, like you haven't played like a game. I mean, I guess you could say you haven't played an official game of basketball, but you know what I mean? You assume that you had some pickup rounds or something, a little something on the side, It's kind of strange. Like imagine like somebody works at KFC and you ask them the last time they had KFC and they like 3 years ago. You'd be like, do you even know what the food still tastes like anymore? Like, but hey, if she's getting the results, like, hey, who can really knock her hustle,
Yeah, Yeah, that's fine. I need to wait for the right person. I'm not addicted to sex.
Nice. And what is who is the, or what is the right person?
Someone who makes me really comfortable, who I'm very attracted to. And at this point, I think it would be in the context of a relationship. When I was younger, I was more flexible with that. But right now, I think it would be a relationship.
You so you're holding off with sex thing until then, until you get married?
Not until I get married.
Not until you get married, but until you meet the right person.
Yeah.
And so suppose you never meet anyone.
Oh, I think most people meet someone. I mean, I have a lot of years ahead of me.
Amazing. I gotta ask this. I tell men to date for at least 7 years before sex
Wow.
and marry. Is that a good idea?
Wow. I mean, one advantage is that they'll know the relationship is really based on shared values and not sex. So there is an advantage. But how many people are
you
going
want
to
to
do
say hate
that?
some people and everything. You can't.
That's a long time.
7 years is a long time?
Yeah. And I mean, you miss out on a lot.
What's up, y'all? This is Johnny. You already know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? He's out here. He's out here. Johnny Sense, if you want to get at him, you know what I'm saying, for all your fragrance needs, you know. Got to be out here smelling good, you know.
All that.
That seemed like a gun trigger, bro. Instead of, was that supposed to be a fragrance
It was like,
a fragrance spritz, bro? A spritz.
A lot of connection and fun as well.
But if you're like getting to know each other, you're not missing out on anything. Because now you're truly getting to know each other without the sex being involved, because you're not bringing in all that emotional stuff.
But what about, why 7 years? Like, I think you could accomplish that in 1 year.
1 year?
To know someone and to know you have shared values and to know it's not all about sex, I'm pretty sure.
No, you can't know that in 1 year.
One, I would say I think sex is very important in a relationship. And two, I don't think it takes 7 years to get to know somebody for marriage. I think normally, really, I would say within like 6 months to 2 years, I feel like you can really tell if that person has those values. And if this is going to be somebody that you could easily live the rest of your life with, you know, and if you really waiting longer than that, it's either just because, you know, you're a guy and you just don't want to, you just don't want to go ahead and pull the trigger on it for whatever reason. But yeah, I really think that basically like value wise is what you're really looking for, and I feel like you can kind of see that within a year or something like that, especially if you're living with the person, for sure.
You can't wait to have sex. That's the problem.
Did you wait to have sex till you were married?
No, I wish I had.
We know
but I
Jesse Lee
didn't.
didn't.
I learned late in life that I should have waited. But you're thinking that's not good advice.
It seems extreme. Like, to say wait a few months, I could see that. Like, yeah, get to know the
few
person.
months?
Let's be realistic.
You can't even wait. How about 4? I haven't seen you in 4 years, right? How about 4 years? Does 4 years seem like a long time?
We're
Yeah.
gonna have to see the
It
check
does?
the part one.
Really?
To be dating a person and really attracted to them and not have sex. I mean, how are we defining sex? Like, no intercourse or no anything?
No. What else? What else is there?
Oral sex, manual
What?
sex.
She said no intercourse or no everything. Yeah, she definitely talking like a sex therapist. Like what you mean? Like most people will be like, okay, like maybe like, you know, what is it, like first base, second base, all that stuff. Most people will be like, is that okay? But intercourse isn't okay. Intercourse is the baseline for her. That's where it starts. Hey, that's crazy. That's crazy.
No oral sex, no sex.
Okay, that,
How did you come up with that?
come up with what?
Oral sex.
I did not invent oral sex.
And Jesse trying to
Amazing.
slide. Jesse looked like he was trying to slide. Look at him. Look at him. He was trying to slide. Oh, shoot.